Do you want to know why most of the players that want to be great shooters will probably do not achieve this goal? How people like Ben Simmons are so bad at improving their shooting skills? It is because these people are not doing the things that the best shooters do to not only become great shooters but also to skyrocket your shooting skills beyond your limits. These are the things that I learned and implemented in my shooting journey of 3 whole years. And keep in mind that I have 17 years, this is about 70% of my whole life that I dedicate throughout learning these things. And I can say on my own that these things that I will teach you in this video are very forgotten about most of the players that want to improve their shooting ability, and maybe it's the final piece that you need. So this is the most forgotten things that you need to be doing to become a greater shooter, and I'm sure that if you do all the things that you're going to learn on this video, you will escape of the 99% of the players and be on the 1% group of great shooters. See, when you are starting your shooting journey, you think that to become a better shooter is just to shoot more shots. You would have a strong muscle memory of how to shoot in the right way, therefore hitting more shots. And with a lot of effort and time, you would be consistent enough to hit a lot of shots very easily, therefore becoming a great shooter, right? But I can tell you that this theory do not work that well like it seems to be. And one of the things that we all don't seem to understand very well is that with just training your shooting skills counting reps, in other words, just shooting around until making like 100 shots, is not the best way that you can train to shoot better. I know that because of the 3 years that I train, 2.5 a year I train using this, counting reps, shooting around, shooting until making 100 shots. And maybe you think that this is a good thing to you, but I can tell you, in games, in real games that I need to shoot the ball and make the shot, I didn't improve not a single bit. But when I change the type of training that I do, now using other types of training, I did improve in real games. Just shooting for reps is bad for some reasons. The first one is that you don't shoot these types of shots in games. For comparison, this is a shot in the 45 angle that I train. Now, this is a shot that I made in a casual game for my school in the same place, in the 45 angle. You can notice how even though those shots are in the same place, they are different. This happens because in games you have the pressure of hitting the shot, maybe is the only and last chance that you can pick the ball and shoot that wide open tree. So you gotta make it, right? You need to be quick in preparing to shoot because a defender is closing out, and a lot of other things that you need to remember to do almost instantly to making that shot. This scenario is totally different of the training scenario, right? What you need to do instead of just shooting around until making X amount of shots is to make the training as similarly as the real game scenarios. Instead of making 100 shots, try to shoot 5 shots in a row. That way, you can train yourself to lead with the pressure of needing to make a wide open shot. Instead of going to shoot on your own time, try to recreate the situations that happens to you in games. In game speed. If you don't try to recreate those situations in game speed, you are not trained to the real deal. But if you are trained to recreate that situation as close as possible that you can, the pressure, the time that you have the ball, and some other things, you will make real reps of the game situations. So, when the real games comes and that same situation happens, like a 3-point shot in a wide open scenario, you are truly ready for that shot. Because you not only train your shooting skills with your trainings, you train the mental side of hitting a shot. Other thing that you need to be doing as fast as possible is to develop a good jump shot for yourself. The jump shot is just a fancy name to say that this is the way that you naturally shoot the ball. And developing a good jump shot means to implement mechanics to it. And mechanics are just intentional movements that you can do when shooting to develop the consistency, power, and precision of your shots. This single thing made me improve more than ever, and as you can see, my jump shot changes throughout the time. And each time that I change this jump shot, it is because I implement something new, a new mechanic, to that and improve some area of my shooting skill, like my precision, power, or consistency. The good part about this is that it is really easy to implement mechanics into your jump shot. Just learn one, like in the videos that I made on my channel, go to the court and train specifically to implement that mechanic. Then, whoa. How do I do that? How do I train specifically to that mechanic? Calm down, bro. Okay, sorry, too fast. But instead of training, like I told you before, recreating the scenario of real games, you instead pick the training and go to the court with the intention of fixing and implementing a mechanic to your jump shot. And the goal of the end of the training is to have the mechanic so fixed on your head, on your jump shot, that is natural to use the jump shot and doing the mechanic at the same time without even thinking. First, you need to understand the mechanic. So grab a ball and do the movement of your jump shot with that mechanic just to understand. You don't need to be shooting the ball. Just in your room, in any place, pick the ball and do that movement. Then go to the court and start shooting with the mechanic close range shots. And with time, start to go further from the ring. Shoot free throws, then mid-range shots, and after a long time, finally, you are almost implementing mechanic to your jump shot. You're going to shoot 3-point shots to really fix that mechanic in your jump shot. The goal, obviously, is to become naturally implemented in your jump shot. And when I know that I finished developing the mechanic on my shot, well, there are two things that can help you with that. The first one is when you do the mechanic without even thinking, like I said before. So, you are on a casual game with your friends and you have the chance of shooting the ball. Can be a 3-pointer, a free throw, a mid-range, it doesn't matter. When you do the shot, when you do the movement of your jump shot, you notice that you made the mechanic very naturally without even thinking about that. So it doesn't matter if you hit the shot or not. This alone is a great sign that you develop very well the mechanic in your jump shot. The other form is to record yourself shooting. When you do that, like it is appearing on the video, you can notice with your own eyes if you are doing the mechanic right or wrong. With that, becomes easy to see if you need to train more to implement the mechanic or if it's good enough. And I know that recording yourself in public can be very embarrassing. Even if you're shooting, recording you're missing your shots. Can be very embarrassing. And I know that because I felt like it is embarrassing. So forget about that because it is a very worth thing to do because you can develop yourself much faster with recording yourself because like I say you can see what you're missing, see the things that you need to fix in the next workout and therefore becoming a better shooter. one thing that I will say to you, and if you do that on the next game, in the next training that you have, I will say that my job is done here. The thing that I'm talking to you is to focus. This is so forgotten by the players because we think that shooting around for years, learning new things like fixing mechanics, implementing mechanics to your jump shot, and developing faster, we totally forget about this. We totally forget about focusing. And I swear to you, if you focus on your games when training, you will hit more shots. With focus, it's easier to hit flow state because flow state is just absolute focus on a single task. In this case, shooting and playing basketball. And when you do that, you force yourself to train your mind to your mental limits. And training now with leading with pressure and calm down in big moments. This is, like we see on the video, a very big thing to hit more shots to. So please, I swear to God, focus more in games and trainings and you hit more shots. So train hard with all that you got for weeks, months, years, and I'm sure that you will become a greater shooter than you ever expect. But if you want to have a personally one-on-one call with me about shooting, about jump shot, mechanics, anything you want to become a greater shooter, I can help you with that. With this, I can pick the things that specifically are making you a worse shooter, and we can talk about this personally and decide what you need to do to become a better shooter. If you are interested on that, the link is on the description to have a coaching call with me. But if you have any questions or comments about what I just teach you right now, comments below the video and I will see your comment and I will respond if it is a question. But if you want to start a new mechanic right now, you want to learn a new mechanic right now to develop a better jump shot, this mechanic that Trae Young do is so perfectly that is very important. And I'm sure that if you perfect that like Trae Young, your shot will be very, very more consistent and precise than ever before. See you